Hey there, Laravellians. I just got set up with something called Flowbite. I'll leave some details in the description below, but Flowbite is essentially, if you're familiar with Tailwind UI, I would compare it to that. However, Tailwind UI is really more dedicated to a Laravel or a React or a Vue application, where Flowbite also integrates a lot with React, Next, Vue, Nux, Svelte, Angular, Astro, Remix. A lot more applications can use Flowbite right out of the box, and it's got a lot of good use case scenarios. And if you don't know what Tailwind UI is great. I've been using Tailwind UI for a couple years, but I've also been seeing more and more of Flowbite. So it's basically, so first of all, everybody's using TailwindCss nowadays, right? I use it on everything that I do. So if I can expedite my development by having a lot of the HTML boilerplate stuff that I would use for tables, for forms, for anything that any HTML parts, components that I would use inside of my application, Tailwind UI allows you to go and just copy the HTML with all the classes and just paste it into your application. You're good to go. You modify it for your specific examples or settings or whatever your specific needs are. And Flowbite kind of does the same thing, a little bit different. They have a little bit more and a little bit different, just a feel and a flow to it. And there's actually a lot of things here that I haven't even dived into yet, but I got set up with it. I'm going to install it into the laravelonline.com website right now, and I figured I'd bring you guys along with me just so we can take a look and see how to do it and what it's like, right? So I have not gone through that documentation yet at all. And so I'm going to just kind of ad hoc go through it and show you guys what it's like. So I'm at the Flowbite website, and we need to find here's some quick start documentation. So here it is. So it's npm install TailwindCss, PostCSS, auto prefixer, which we already have, but Flowbite we do not. Go into presentation mode so you guys can see this a little bit better. Go into the terminal, and let's install Flowbite. And while that's going, let's look at some more things. So we've already done npx. We already have npx. What this does is it actually creates the Tailwind config.js file for you. We don't need to do that. We already have it. And I don't want to overwrite anything that I've already got going there. So we're going to add this into the content array of Tailwind config, along with everything else I've got in here. And then we will require the Flowbite plugin inside of my plugins array. Okay. This will tell the compiler from Tailwind what files to look for to properly apply the classes inside the final CSS file. Perfect. And we are already doing this inside of our app.css. By the way, link right up here if you haven't been following along with the laravelonline.com builds. I've got 2 live streams and 2 long form videos, an 8-hour long video, a 5-hour long video. I've got probably 18 hours of video to get to where we are right now. I'll have the link up here for the playlist for all of that stuff. But if you want to follow along to get to where we currently are, that's where you would start. So we've already got Vite on our layout file, but we do need to import Flowbite. So inside of app.js, we're going to go into resources, JS, app.js, and import Flowbite. Okay. Alternatively, you can use a CDN, but I don't prefer that. All right. Now that you've successfully installed the project, you can start using UI components from Flowbite. So let's give this a run, or make sure it is running. We'll just restart it. And then let's go into one of these blocks. And we're just going to copy and paste something in just to make sure everything is working the way that we would expect it to. So not table headers. I don't want to start with that. I've actually looked a little bit at there is a, let me see if I can find it here. It was like blog. Yes, in the publisher UI. So they divide their system up into like 3 different types. So there's application, marketing, and publisher. So marketing is going to be more of like your front end pages, your heroes, your navigation, stuff like that. The application is going to be more of the back end stuff, which we're using Filament for that stuff. Maybe there's something we would want to include or possibly include into that. I haven't really looked into it too much, but the publisher stuff, we were recently working on these article pages, and I think that it probably would be pretty nice to change this whole layout to utilizing Flowbite for that. So here's some like default blog template, which is nice. But the one that I saw that I kind of like, I think this one. So I really like this layout actually. So you got the article here, you've got the author, the publish that time, some links that we can add, which we are storing those. If you look at that last video that we did, or the last live stream, we added some of these links in. And then you've also got like the newsletter sign up, which we've got also. We can refactor to this kind of setup. Some latest news, or in our case, it could be like latest other articles. And looks like there's something else in here, just like an image. Yeah, just maybe for ads. Yeah, an ads placeholder. And then related articles down here, which we don't have a notion of that inside of our app yet, but we can definitely get there. And then a full sign up for the newsletter. So I really like this, and I really do also like this. We have featured images, but we're not displaying them on the article show page right now, but we have them, so we may as well. And I think that this would actually look nice. It looks like this is the title. It looks like this is the category, and then maybe that SEO description that we're using kind of for like an excerpt for all of our stuff. So yeah, and we're using the inter font. Oh, this is really cool. You can even change like the color styling. Choose your primary color. We're actually using red. I think I saw it in here. Yeah, red. And there's like dark mode and light mode, which we don't have built into the app yet, but we can add that. That's actually pretty easy, and I'd love to do that maybe in a live stream. By the way, I've got a live stream coming up this coming Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead and mark your calendars for it. I'll put a link to the, because it's already scheduled in YouTube, I'll put a link to it in the description below, and you can set your calendars for that. But we'll be working a lot on the LaravelOnline.com website on that. So show code, and we have HTML, JavaScript, Tailwind config. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have to add some stuff to our Tailwind. I'm gonna try not doing this first. I'm gonna try not doing this and see what happens. We'll see. I also don't wanna like get rid of the code that we currently have. So, let's do this. I know, I have an idea. Really quick, easy kind of way to look at this. Let's go ahead and copy everything inside of the main. We'll just copy everything. And let's go into our show.blade.php. And everything inside of here, I'm going to comment out. And now we should see nothing essentially here. We'll have errors too. So we have to have at least one HTML tag or a div because it's Livewire. So let's paste that in. Now this has the footer too, which we'll actually have to take out. Let me make this text just a little bit smaller for myself. Let's take this footer out. And let's also, it looks like everything here, yeah, we've got this aside. This is going to be the sidebar. So let's end the aside. Or is it already? It might already be. So let's copy this. This all has to be inside of one. This all has to be inside of one div. All right. Here we go. We'll make a div. We'll paste that in. And then all of the, well, we'll leave all this here. We don't need, oh, it says to install the Flowbite typography npm package. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. npm install Flowbite typography. All right, and then npm run dev. Now let's give this a refresh. Wow, look at that. That was pretty easy. It does look like some of these things, like they're probably using like a primary color instead of saying, you know, orange, red, blue, whatever for everything. I'm guessing here. I'll look here in a second, but they're probably doing that instead of, I'm sorry, they're probably doing like primary, secondary so that you can easily swap out the colors you want for those. And that is likely what they wanted us to change inside of the Tailwind config. So see how they have like primary? So let's try this. We can, I think we're already extending our colors. So let's go into Tailwind config. And we are not extending colors. We are only extending the fonts. So let's add that here. That's going to give an error. Let's try again. Okay. And let's give this a, well, we don't need to refresh it. Great. So it does look like there's something kind of strange going on with the text. However, we won't be using this kind of, well, we'll see, because we're using the pros stuff. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. But this is pretty cool. I mean, right out of the gate, let's go ahead and like change this image to the article featured image. Where would that be? So here's the BG URL. Okay, so we should be able to, the URL is just coming in from, try this again. This would be the article, I think it's get featured URL. Nope. Let's look that up real quick. Might just be, well, I don't want to guess. Let's just look. Get featured image. Duh. You guys probably knew that. All right. So this article, well, it should have one. Let me see what's going on. Not sure why that isn't working, actually. Let's verify this image. Hey there, Shane from the future here. So I actually floundered around and failed on this part for several minutes, a lot longer than I would say I didn't have to, but I had to kind of go through what I did in order to figure out what I did. And I'll show you the fix. I'm just going to like fast forward through all this and skip everything that I did here. And this is not a Flowbite thing. This is actually a TailwindCss thing. So if you remember what we were just looking at, we had class and we had BG hyphen and then brackets URL, and then the featured image was being spit out there. So what's happening is actually with Vite and the compiler of all of the Tailwind config.js stuff, it's actually compiling that, but we are blocking certain things from, how do I say this? There's certain content that, by using that specific syntax, we'll put it this way, by using that specific syntax and echoing out the URL for the featured image the way that we were, it would actually, it would find that image during the runtime of that specific, basically that background image only lives one time, the way that we were using it. So long story short, by setting the style background image and putting the URL in here, this gets actually ignored completely because it's not a class. It gets ignored completely by Tailwind. And it just echoes it out the way that it should. Everything else here gets applied as it should, but this one specific spot was actually, it was just failing. And I actually talked to a couple people and then no one is answering because it's the middle of the day, obviously, but I figured it out and got it in here anyway. So fast forward, it's going to save like 15 minutes of me editing this whole video where it was completely unnecessary for me to for you guys to see all this stuff. So onward. I don't think there's anything else here that the JavaScript. Okay. This might have something to do with this. After begin, style sheet text CSS, it's adding the typography, but I think we probably could. We probably could just add this to our, let me make this back to the right size for you guys. I think we can probably go into the app.blade.php and inside of our head, add this in here. So it looks like it's looking for this and then it's adding it right in. So let's try that. Source equals, oh, I'm sorry, that's CSS. So it would be link, sorry, link rel equals style sheet, and then href equals this, and then end the link. Let's see if that did anything that would, yeah, that affected this text for sure. Not the image, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, published in, it says world news, so we can get the article category, and that's the name of the category. All right, so there's publisher tools. And we don't have links working for these yet, so we're not going to wire the link up yet. Eventually, we will have like a page full of categories, and then you select a category, and then any articles that are using that category would be listed there, ideally, right? So here is the title. So let's add the title, article title. Perfect. And then this would be that SEO description. Perfect. So now we've got by and then the author, which that's another we don't have yet, but we will have author pages. Article, author, name. And then this is the published at, article published at, and then we'll do a format. What did they have? They had like the, yeah, we can do that. Format. Well, we'll do like, I like this, just the date basically. Because it's, well, actually we are doing, no, we can do it. So it'd be HI, we don't need the seconds, and then A. I think that works. Nope. Oh, it didn't like author. It didn't like that I didn't do an arrow with an arrow. There we go. So there's the published at, and I think I want a space here. And let's go with the 24-hour. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Now these are not author links, but that's what I think I would want. We're not going to tackle this yet. We'll come back to that. There's a little bit of additional functionality that we don't have right now. All right, so then now we've got the article itself. So we can get rid of all of this, and we can do, so this is in that aside. We'll leave it there for right now, but I'm going to come back and adjust that. All right, so it looks like this is all of the HTML for the article. We don't need this. There's some more. There's some more. Let's actually see, where are these countries? Are these part of this? Yes. All right, so all the way down to like the discussion area. We're not going to do any, at least that's not the plan. It's a little bit more to maintain, to have any kind of like commenting system in your site. But man, this looks beautiful. It really does. Like, I'm really impressed actually. And it was pretty easy to get installed and configured too. So let's see, comment settings, reply, article. There's a lot here. Bonnie, comment, settings, comment. Keep going. Likes. All right. This is the sidebar. So everything inside of this article, it's going to speed up. If you don't mind bearing with me just for a moment, we're going to go and turn this off just for a second. And now I can shrink this up and just get rid of it. And I think that's what I wanted. Yes. All right. So inside of here, and I'll go back into presentation now. So that was here. Let's grab what we've got for this. We might want to add these classes, but we'll see. Not what I was expecting. Okay. Actually, I think it needs, yes, we do need this in a div, so we can grab those classes that we were just using. I'm sorry, that we were previously using, all these pros classes. Let's see how well these play with each other. Class equals. Hey, look at that. Wow. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm not gonna lie. That was really easy to drop in here. That was really easy to just drop in here. And it looks great. Wow. I'm gonna leave it right here for now, you guys. I'm gonna keep looking into that article page that I'm looking for. I'll see if I can come up with something. I'm sure I will be able to find something in here. They've got plenty to work with. I'm really happy with the individual article page. I'm gonna make a few more adjustments and push that up actually like today, I'm sure. And then as we go along with the rest of the series and building out this website, and that's kind of the future that I see for now, like the near future, midterm future for the LaravelOnline.com website is I'll be continually putting out longer form videos, several hour long videos, as well as doing live streams weekly. Like I said, I've got the live stream scheduled for Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern. I would love to have as many people in there as possible. Also, don't forget, we have the giveaway from JetBrains. So JetBrains is supporting LaravelOnline.com by giving not just 1, but 2 free year subscriptions for any JetBrains product that they've got. So I will be selecting 2 winners on October 1st at 9 a.m. Eastern. So there are some rules for that. If you go to the channel, the first video that plays, it has all the instructions there. Basically, you like that video, subscribe to LaravelOnline.com, and then comment on that video. JetBrains all caps to be entered. That's all that you have to do. There's no cost, no entry fee, nothing like that. Yeah, stay tuned. We will see you guys next time.